so good to see everyone. I heard we have some celebrities in the house, so let's settle in here. Let's start with Maya.
Standing in the power of love. Love that transcends all of life. Love that is that spiritual part of us that explores, curiously creates, and profoundly knows peace. This beautiful celebration, these moments of delight and joy are filled with spirit. They sparkle with love, transcending all expectations. This day is blessed. It is one with unifying presence of all love, all presence, all now. Each one. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Janie. Can we give a little hand to Janie? Welcome. Hello, CSL TV. Melissa, I want everybody to join with me in energetic. We're going to show everybody at home who is in the house today. Let's see it. Yay! We are building for this space, so thank you for participating in knowing this with us. Thank you. How good it is to see new faces and those who are returning home for the first time in a while. Yes, we're happy that everyone is here. Because as we're moving forward at Center for Spiritual Living Temecula Valley, our principle, our foundation that this house is built on is community. Us. We have this saying, I love us. And it's true. We love us. We are an engaged, loving community. And we come here on a Sunday to celebrate love, to remember that we are love in our eyes, our ears, our heart, our spoken word. We are love in form. And so how good it is to just affirm that today with us all here together. So thank you and welcome. We have some OGs in the house today. Reverend Dr. Pat Campbell. Yes, it's a good day in community. Thank you. I'm very excited that we're all here together, and we've got some faces we haven't seen in a while. We get to celebrate with you and listen to the wonderful message of Reverend Dr. Pat Campbell. And so I'll love her up in a little while. All right, we're going to start with our community song. And I know we know this one. It's been around a while. I am a light in this world. Let's sing it with gusto, okay? All right, gusto. Thank you, Jan. Gusto. Typically, we do either a moment of grace or a moment of gratitude. It's our time to just reflect on who we are, what we are, and those of us around us. And this month, once a month, we typically celebrate what's up in the community at large with our inclusion and diversity community. And March is, we celebrate women in March, and when I was thinking about it, I'm like, right? Where do I go with that? There's a lot of women. And that's what I want us to really recognize, because I don't want us to get caught up in the false belief that women are not powerful and have not been respected for ages, because that is the truth. We have. And there are so many women, I can't even, how do you choose? So, what I thought is I'm going to bring it to sprint principle, right? I'm going to bring it to science of mind and spirit. what I love that we've all gravitated towards this philosophy is it was open at the top way back in the 17th and 18th century. There were men and women and persons of color who were celebrated not by the suit they wore or who they were, but by their consciousness. It was their consciousness that was celebrated, and it didn't matter what form it came in. And I love that about this teaching, because that's what we believe. I know each one of us, it believes this. So in our community, just some of the women, Mary Baker Eddy, Emma Curtis Hopkins, Myrtle Fillmore, Melinda Kramer, these were all principal leaders and writers and teachers in the New Thought movement, and they were considered equals. There was no division. And that was way before it was cool to do that. We're trendsetters. Know that about us. So we have a wonderful cultural history because it's about consciousness. And so we have an OG in the house today. And so I want to go really OG. So here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the original OG, who is Mary of Magdalene. Okay? So just a few things. The Gospel of Mary was found in Egypt in a tomb in the mid-18th century. Her Gospel, along with the other lost Gospels of Philip, Peter, Thomas, Bartholomew, were Gospels that we never knew about before the 1850s, and then we found them. And these were written accounts of the direct disciple experience of Yeshua, who we know as Jesus of Nazareth. The Christian teaching considers that the Christ. But these folks, including Mary, had a direct relationship with the mystic one, the direct revealer of truth, and they wrote about it. Did they get lost? Were they tossed away and boarded up? I don't know, but they're found now, and it is housed. It's about 15 pages, the Gospel of Mary. This is all coming from this book, which is the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, and this is a direct accounting of the Aramaic language of her words and what happened, and translated. Okay? So, footnote there. They're now housed in the National Museum of Berlin. Here's the cool part, okay? Miriam of Magdala, that was her given name, was part of the team of disciples that Jesus had assembled. She was highly educated. Her family was wealthy. She was not a prostitute. She went to 3 Egyptian mystery schools, those mystery schools would only take initiates or students who were ready. And she went 3 times. So she was a learned person for those times. She was a valued member of the team, and in fact, her and another woman pretty much financed all of Jesus' excursions. They paid for it. She had asked her family to pay for it. Jesus trusted her. He listened to her and believed her to really understand his message of faith. According to the Christian resurrection story, which is coming up, that's what we call Easter, she is the first to see Jesus in his resurrected state. And in the Gospel of Mary, we learn that she is the main person that Jesus leans on. He tells her things that he didn't tell the guys. And she is the student who transmits his most subtle teachings. Okay, here we go. Ready? Brace yourself. Scholars now understand that after studying these Gospels, Jesus believed Mary to be his replacement. She was the one. He trusted her. He appeared to her. She was the one. Now, we won't go into all the other stuff that happens, but Jesus, just like a science of mind and spirit practitioner, understood it was about consciousness, not the form, not the color, consciousness. And so how good it is to just know that deep-rooted history, and know some truth about it, and just put the false belief that we have been trained to know over centuries aside, and know the truth about Mary Magdalene. And so we celebrate her today as one of our foundational teachers, the OG, along with the other teachers in Science of Mind and Spirit. So how good is that? Yep. All right, I'm going to ask our practitioner, Janie Currey, to come up and do her reading.
Our reading today comes from this little book.
Woo!
Can we talk to God?
Yes, I brought the phone to prove it.
So on page 25, the first paragraph, we should not separate life from living, spirit from matter, nor divine principle from a universal creation. God is all in all. That is, God is and is in everything. The gardener finds a divine idea concealed in the seed. Loosed into action, this idea produces a plant. The geologist finds the imprint of invisible forces in the rock. The evolutionist reads the history of cosmic activities on this planet as he or she deciphers the unfolding of an intelligent life force. That life force carrying creation forward to its consummating point right here, which is the production of self-conscious life. The scientist finds an energy concealed in the atom, and the spiritual genius discloses an intuitive knowledge which can be accounted for only on the theory that we lie in the lap of infinite intelligence. Let us be curious.
Nice. Thank you, Janie. All right. It is my honor to welcome Joe Rathburn.
It is my honor to be here.
We're vibing. So, Joe has been with us in this community for a long time. Yes, he has. We love him. I'm going to give us a little insight into how fantastic he is, because he makes his living playing music wherever the demand takes him. I'm sure the demand takes him lots of places because he is good. He's released 4 collections of original music on CD and the baseball songs, a mostly cover collection of songs about the game. He earns his living with his guitar and his voice since 1972. He was 4 years old. That's a prodigy, right, Joe? And his experience ranges from solo and full band concerts from coffee houses, arenas, TV appearances, commercials, and opening for a range of artists such as Ray Charles, Kiss, Dave Van Ronk, Susan Werner, and Ellis Paul. Very cool. He's won music awards and produced several performance series, and this is his proudest achievement, I agree with you, is having good sense to marry Mare, his wife since 1986. Good job. He continues writing, performing, and releasing his recordings of positive music. You can find him at joerathburn.com. I hope you go and check his website out and support this beautiful artist. Please join me in welcoming Joe Rathburn.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I did say it.
I wasn't going to say anything.
That's right. You wrote that. Hi, everybody. It's so good to be back here in Temecula Valley. It's been a long, long time. Damn COVID.
I know.
Just pulled the rug out from us. But what an occasion to be back here. Reverend Pat. One of my very first experiences in the New Thought Church playing scenario, it was for Reverend Pat back several buildings ago. And And I haven't seen her since she moved to Calgary. How long is that?
10 years.
Yeah. That's what we were all guessing, 10 years. Anyway, her talk title, from what I understand, is Curiouser and Curiouser. And somebody mentioned, can we talk to God? Well, there was a book called Conversations with God that I read a long time ago, and I kind of based this song on that book. It's a man who was curious as to why the world seemed so badly designed. And he kept complaining to God until finally God got tired of listening to him and answered him. And so this is a song called What's the Big Idea? Times in my life I have been filled with questions. So many times in my life I've stood and shouted, why, God, why? All I needed was a clue or a few suggestions. All it seems that you did was sit there watching me cry. What's the big idea? What's the master plan? Show a larger picture. Show me what you can. I hear you got it all figured out, and the whole world's in your hands. What's the big idea? Help me understand. Why do good people get hurt? Why is it feast or famine? Why do we dish out the dirt? There's so much cherry pie with all the beauty and name. They think we all be jamming. We just keep making war as if to spit in your eye. So what's the big idea? What's the master plan? Show a larger picture. Show me what you can. I hear you got it all figured out, and the whole world's in your hands. What's the big idea? Help me understand. I'm down on my knees. You could put me at ease. Humor me, please. I could show you some answers. And God said, I gave you your brain and all that's hooked up to it. I gave you pleasure and pain, the land and the sea and the big blue sky. Love is the meaning of life. You all just need to do it. You will find your way home if you'll just open your eyes. And that's the whole idea. That's the master plan. It's just a work in progress. Don't you understand? It's true, I've got it all figured out, but I put the free will in your hand. It's a big idea.
big idea. Do the best you can. Oh, it's a big idea. Do the best you can. Big idea. Do the best you can.
Do your thing, Joe. I'm just going to love up Reverend Dr. Pat Campbell. She don't mind. We all love it. We all love it. So, yes, we have an OG in the house today. Reverend Dr. Pat Campbell. She was the senior minister and spiritual director right here in Temecula from 1998 to 2013. When she came here, there were 12 people in the congregation and $35 in the checking account. Over the years, the center grew to over 100 persons on Sundays. Her greatest accomplishment are the wonderful ministers and practitioners who started their studies with her, including me, Beth Haas, and so many. I mean, you could just tap heads in here, so many. She received the call to be the spiritual director of the Calvary Center for Spiritual Living in 2013, and she's there today. She loves it up there. She puts her snow tires on in the winter. I'm so proud of her. She is an author of the book Giving God a Good Time. It's available through Amazon. I highly recommend it. It's one of my go-tos. I really love that book. It's funny, irreverent, it speaks to me. So it's a great book. I encourage you. And she lives in Calgary with her two cats, Tom and Jerry. And so it's really special for me to see you here today, and for Reverend Jim Wyatt, who's also in the house, because, you know, back in 2006, when I was taking my first Prac 1 class with you and arguing with you about God is not in a bacteria, and Reverend Jim is like, yes, God is in a bacteria. And I go, it's not. And now I am, I never would have thought that I would become a licensed minister with Centers for Spiritual Living, so I'm indebted to both of you. Thank you. Please honor me with welcoming Reverend Dr. Pat Campbell.
What's the big idea? For first of all, let me turn my notebook around so that I actually have the proper notes. And then I just want to take a moment to look around the room. Okay, everybody wave all at once so I can, okay. And I also want to greet the live stream people at my center in Calgary. We call it the Love Stream, and they are an integral part of our community as well. So I just want to acknowledge those people, and it's just awesome to see this house here. Golly, right?
Yeah.
Whew. So would you breathe with me, please? Taking a deep breath. And again. And one more time at your own pace. Don't you love how that just settles the energy? I just love it when we breathe together. And I got to tell you, before I start on my plan to talk, is that the OG is something that's new to me, and when she's referred that to me several times. So first I was thinking old guard. And then she mentioned Reverend Jim, so then I thought she meant old goat.
Unless it's greatest of all time.
But now I know it really means old geezer, so okay. So there are so many exciting things that are happening in the month of March. Is everybody excited? First of all, we sprang forward last night, which gives us an extra hour of daylight. Now you understand that I now live in a place where in the winter time, the sun doesn't come up until about 9 o'clock in the morning and sets about 4:30. So we really love our extra hour of sunlight. Yes, and the Oscars are tonight. Who's watching the Oscars? Okay, so we don't have Oscar people here. Okay. Watch the runway. Okay. The runway, that's right. The wildflowers. You all, and if you've known me, you know how much I love those wildflowers, and they were just, it's through the mist and the fog. We saw the wildflowers. I'm hoping we'll get a glimpse of them more. St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. Also, my 37th sobriety birthday. Plus, March 15th brings the return of the Emmy Award-winning television show, Ted Lasso! Anybody who knows me knows that Ted Lasso is my favorite TV show, probably of all time. If you don't get it, everybody's like, I don't want to pay for Apple TV. It's totally worth it. It's like $6, people. You can cancel it afterward. Come on. I have a confession to make. This is the honest to God truth. Since I discovered it, which was kind of after the fact, I don't want to tell you how many times I've watched all of the episodes. I could almost recite them, but not quite. It is funny, it is sweet, it is thought-provoking, it's poignant, it's a little bit naughty, so you know that appeals to me, right? And it's brilliantly written, and it's brilliantly acted. So after this long, weird COVID time, the third season finally starts this month. It's Ted Lasso month. Now, I realize that not everybody is a Ted Lasso fan. I don't know what's wrong with you, but okay, not everybody. So I really do promise that the entire talk is not going to be on Ted Lasso. However, there is a particular scene that was the inspiration for today's talk, Curiouser and Curiouser. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because then I would never stop talking. Ted, who is this super nice guy and super positive, and he's about to teach a very satisfying lesson to the bad guy using darts. Yeah, absolutely, Lauren, absolutely. Now, I wish I could show the video, but the problem with showing the videos and the Facebook and all that other kind of stuff is they tag it right away. But in the course of the scene, while playing the darts, Ted quotes Walt Whitman, and the quote is, "Be curious, not judgmental." Be curious, not judgmental. What that means is that when we're faced with a particular situation, we can let our curiosity lead the way to understanding, or we can let our old, outdated, past experiences and judgments dictate what we see, what we hear, and how we respond. Because all of us are hearing and we are judging things according to our personal filters. But the problem is those filters, maybe not yours, my old filters, are clogged with misinformation, with faulty memories, and with things that are just simply not true. And yet a lot of people continue to put that false information and put it through the filters. And they never take the time to figure out what might really be happening in this now moment, which is the only moment there is. So think about how life would be different if instead of judging, we allowed our God-given faculties of imagination and curiosity to come forth instead. Aaron Swartz said, "Be curious, read widely, try new things. What people call intelligence just boils down to curiosity." Yeah? Yeah. So if you're new to me, I am who I am. I'm a bit of a word nerd. And it is not at all unusual for me to look up a word so that I can really get the depths of the word. So I looked up the word curiosity. A strong desire, need my glasses. A strong desire to know or learn something, inquisitive, having an interest, the spirit of inquiry, and nosiness. I don't completely like that last one, because I have been accused of being a little too curious in my lifetime. Part of it is in my training, as you know, we do counseling. We're taught to ask probing questions, but part of it is also because people are just so darn interesting, right? I mean, don't you want to know what makes them tick? Well, yes, absolutely. However, and if anybody's ever been with a counseling session with me, I know I feel your pain. But okay, anyway. But if you are drawn to a teaching like this, chances are you are a naturally curious person. Because unlike other faith traditions and other cultures, rather than tell you what to think, you are encouraged to figure things out for yourself. What's the big idea? I gave you a brain. I gave you this. I gave you that. Figure it out. Here's the Ernest Holmes quote. If someone should ask whether or not God has any intention for him, the answer would be that the only intention God could have, if man is an individual, which man and woman is, would be to let the individual alone to discover himself. So curiosity and the desire to grow, the desire to learn, the desire to expand is both our human nature, it is also our spiritual nature. And yet, even though it's part of us, it is a natural part of us, there are times in life when we dampen our curiosity for one reason or another. Maybe life has gotten kind of hard, and the prospect of discovering new things just feels like too much effort. Maybe we've gotten so attached to our judgments that we simply don't feel curious anymore. No, it's this way and I can't look at anything else. Maybe we've been curious in the past and nothing came of it, and so we don't want to set ourselves up for disappointment. Maybe we think we know it all. We don't need to be curious. Or maybe it's because we don't know the right questions to ask. Case in point, I attended the virtual convention for Centers for Spiritual Living about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And one of the breakout sessions was called Standing in the Question. Standing in the Question. And here's a portion of the write-up for that workshop. Whether you're feeling stuck regarding health, finances, relationships, life purpose, or something else entirely, this workshop is here to open a door to the lightness of unstuck flow. The idea that life is more pleasurable when lived from question to question rather than problem to problem. Questions, especially really good ones, tend to open us up to more information, more inspiration, and more insight. So the reason why this workshop appealed to me is because lately I've been feeling a little bit blah. It's the best way that I can put it. I think after 3 long years of guiding my center through COVID and all of that weirdness, I haven't completely known what to do with myself anymore. Because the truth is, hard as it was, and oh my God, it was so hard, I was very on purpose. My job was to keep the center going and maybe not thriving, but surviving. And now that's behind us, and so I don't quite have the same sense of purpose. Now, don't get me wrong, I never, ever, ever want to go through that again. Never, never. But there's been a part of me that's been a little bit like, what's next for me? And is that all there is? I'm not going to burst into song. So, or I could. No. So I attended this workshop on Standing in the Question. And I was curious about what I might learn to help move me out of this ennui that I had been experiencing. And again, I'm not going to go through the whole detail of the workshop, but during it, the facilitator had us think about those questions that go around and around in our minds, kind of like that habitual thinking that we sometimes think about. So like mine was, what's next for me? What's pulling? Where's my passion? I've lost my passion. What's going on? And if you think about that, those are pretty low vibration questions. What's wrong? Because they're coming from a sense of lack. They're coming out of the listlessness. Say that 3 times. Listlessness. They don't elicit any excitement. There's no direction to them. But then she asked us, once we kind of got those questions, she asked us what it was we wanted to experience in life. Sounds like a treatment session, doesn't it? My beautiful staff minister in Calgary has the best question. She says, what experience would you prefer to be having? Right? I love that question. So after some introspection during this workshop, what I realized was that I wanted more expanded life experiences. I wanted to be open to new things. I had kind of stopped venturing out. And I wanted more opportunities to express myself. So once we got clear on what we wanted, she then guided us to explore a much more open-ended, high vibration question. Instead of asking the what, why, where questions, we were asked, how can I experience blank? Even without the details of what the blank is, can you feel how much more alive that question is? Absolutely. It stokes your curiosity more than why is this happening to me or anything. It's because it is up-leveling possible answers. Because it isn't mired in those habitual negative thinking. How can I experience blank invites a lot of possibilities. You with me?
Yep.
So she led us through a kind of a visioning process to get in touch with that question and to pay attention. If you've ever done visioning, to pay attention to colors and thoughts and words and feelings and images. And then after the visualization, we were to craft a new question based on what came through during the process. So for me, instead of what's next for me, what's pulling me, where's my passion, my question became, how can I experience more vibrancy, more color, wide open doors, and aliveness in my life? Is that just yes?
Yes.
Just saying it.
Yes.
It's got juice, it's got energy, it's got possibilities. How can I experience more vibrancy, more color? I've expelled the Canadian way here. Wide open doors and aliveness in my life. Just saying it out loud. Now again, I'm not at liberty to share all of the details, but I do have to tell you something. So I did that workshop like 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and all of a sudden, everybody go like this.
Yes, exactly.
There are new opportunities. There are new things that are making their way into my horizon. And no, how usual. I'm not moving. I'm not retiring. I'm not getting married. Okay, that's all. So what I thought it might be kind of nice just to take you through a little bit of that process. Are you open to that?
Yeah.
I was going to ask the piano player, would you come up and just noodle? I don't know if that's a term that you use, but it's a term that I use.
We've taken that in from.
Okay. So if you just kind of noodle some stuff, and that'd be awesome. So we're going to do this so that you can come up with your own up-level question. It's going to help you guide your life. So if you're comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. And put your focus on your breathing. For the next few moments, there's nothing you need to be doing, nowhere you need to go. And just for a few moments, put your focus on any habitual, limiting, low vibration questions that you may have going on. What's next? Why me? Why can't they just... And don't worry, we're not going to spend a lot of time here, but just find one that rolls around in your mind. And now open yourself up to consider what you might like to experience instead. What excites you? What makes you happy? What does it look like? now ask the question, how can I experience blank? How can I experience blank? And allow your higher wisdom self to fill in the details of that question. How can I experience blank? We're not looking for answers. We're looking for questions. How can I experience blank? This is a process that you can use on your own. It's fairly simple to ask the question of your wisdom self. So I invite you to become aware once again of where you are. Feel your chair beneath you. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So I'd just like to hear from a few of you. How can I experience blank? Let us witness that for you. Who would like to share? I know a lot of your names.
We are
Okay,
sharers.
I'm going to go with Lauren, and then go with Jim, and then with Charlene and Susie. Lauren.
How can I express more self-love even more than I do, and how can I create more magical moments in my life?
Whoa, how can I express more? And Lauren, say it again.
How can I express even more self-love for myself?
How can I express more love even for myself?
Even more.
Even more from...
The even is very
Even more.
And how can I create even more magical moments in my life?
How can I create even more magical moments in my life? Is that a high vibration question? You betcha. Thank you, Jim.
Self-expression, laughter, and joy.
How can I experience more self-expression, laughter, and joy? I'm repeating this for the live stream people, by the way. Okay. Susie.
Mine's just more self-expression.
How can I experience more self-expression? Charlene, your hand was up.
Mine was, it was this opening of open to God and spirit and quit trying to outguess. It being open to that big curiosity of spirit has way more than I can even possibly think about.
So I'm going to encapsulate that.
I'm a minister, by the way.
How can I experience more openness to the Empress of Spirit? Yes? Woo-hoo! Anybody else? We got time for one more. Yes, ma'am.
How can I experience the harmony within my soul?
How can I experience the harmony within my soul? Do you hear how up-leveled these questions are? One more. Sister Beth.
How can I experience more creative opportunities to express myself?
How can I experience more creative opportunities to express myself? Can I have the next slide here? I'm going to leave you with this, Plato. The right question is usually more important than the right answer. Yeah. So you're going to have fun exploring this week, yes? Yes, very, very good. Thank you for having me here. This has been such a delight, and I just want to say one thing. This one's a keeper. I love you, and so it is.
Yes. 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 And more yes. All right. So please help me join together to welcome back to the stage Joe.
Bear with me on this. I ask for your indulgence as I indulge myself in celebrating the return of Pat, Reverend Pat Campbell. This is what we in the industry call a medley. That generally means bits and pieces of songs you don't know all the words to. But in this case, it's actually two complete songs stuck together in a medley. My 1997 CD was called Little Sons, and these are the first two songs to kick it off. And they belong together. The first one is called Sunshine Through the Rain. It's a song about seeing an old friend after a long absence. And then the second song is called Spaceship, and it's about realizing that you can't fix the world, you can only fix the way you react to it. And so, here we go. Not as strange as it appears. I've been hoping for a chance to talk to you like this. Since we lost touch, I've been hoping it for years. Let me tell you, is it true what I've been hearing? You have your ups and downs. Well, so have I, but I have this feeling you needed me somehow. Been a long time, and the years have done a job on me. And I was thinking, you haven't changed at all. Young and clever, and immortal was the way we used to be.
I could hear you calling so clear and plain. A voice like sunshine through the rain. There's a picture that I keep up on my wall of you and your grinning Cheshire cat that ate the bird. Let me see that precious smile you once again before I go. That one picture is worth a billion words. Let me tell you that I'm glad we had the time together. It's made me feel so good. So long until the next time that you meet me right now. I will hear you calling so clear and plain. A voice like sunshine through the rain. You are like a rainbow. Need I explain? You are sunshine through the rain. Feels like I'm talking to a wall, not getting anywhere at all. Trying to convince myself to adopt a better way of dealing with the world. I'm having trouble dealing with the world. As each day I see more pain and grief, I run careening for relief. Nowhere to go, no place to hide. Don't know why it has to tear me up inside. But you know it really tears me up inside. But if I had a spaceship with a billion one PA about the size of China, till I can see the earth and all its people. Then I say, then I say, then I say, I wonder what I'd say. Relinquish all control and just stick their heads into a hole, thinking if they ignore it long enough, all the ugly stuff will up and go away. But you know, it doesn't up and go away. Then if ignorance is bliss, then bliss is just the thing I miss. Knowing what I know, hearing what I hear, seeing what I see. You know, I think this life might be killing me. probably check my notes, clear my throat, shuffle pages, take one big breath and say, testing 1, 2, 3. Then I'd shut it down, turn around, fly back to earth, and when I met the press I'd say, who appointed me? Who anointed me? Who appointed me? Guess the best thing I can do is just to keep on pushing through, trying to convince myself to adopt a better way of dealing with the world. Hey, look at me, Mom. I'm dealing with the world. Life's a blessing, not a curse, so I'll try to never make it worse for anyone or anything. This could be the beginning of a brand new day. Yeah, the beginning of a brand new day. If I had that spaceship and that billion-watt about the size of China, I would fly up higher and higher till I could see the earth and all its people. Then I'd say, yeah, I'd say, I think I'd say, I hope you do some good today.
I'll ask the band to come back up. It's our time of divine giving and receiving. And who has one of these unknown items? You got a cell phone? All right. You can now donate via Venmo. Ooh. We have a Venmo app now, and also PayPal. So I encourage you to take your phones out. You know, we're an open and receiving place here. Phones are not negative devices in this place, so take them out. You can donate. It's very easy. We are moving into the future here with Venmo and PayPal and our website, all the good stuff. So also auto tithers, thank you so much for stepping into auto tithing. Really helps support our community in a defined and knowing way, because we know every month that your donation is coming in, and we're very, very grateful for that. So thank you for that. So if you actually have a physical tithe, I would ask you take it out and you place it onto your heart space. I'll ask the ushers to come forward with their baskets. They're cute pie little baskets. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Susie. For those of you online, thank you so much. Opportunities for giving are in the chat, and we do appreciate your support. What we do here is meaningful. Who we are as bright and radiant lights in this valley and beyond is purposeful. And when we give in a defined way, we can support this community, this education, this teaching to change lives, because that's how it works. We change lives one person at a time. And so I'm thankful and grateful for each of our support, donation and support to this center. So let's just take it in for a moment, center in, and just bless it and say thank you for this time that we've had together, for the music, for the wisdom, teaching, for everything. Just pour that gratitude in and say thank you. We are blessed and a blessing. What we do here matters. This tithe, this offering goes forth to bless and multiply this community in further and greater ways. And so it is. So please join with me in our affirmation of abundance. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. Thank you. All right. Boom.
me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need.
Thank you. This band is so cool. Thank you. That's awesome. So thank you. All right, it's time for announcements. Is Pat, board president Pat Clark in the house? No? All right. I know she's probably in the social hall getting nummies ready for us. She had an announcement too, but we'll do that later. Okay. So I'd like to introduce the beloved sister of Reverend Dr. Campbell, Pat Clark.
So I leaned over and said to someone, those that are new might think sister is like a calling, like, I'm a nun. Sister Beth. So the announcements for today. CSL welcomes all members and all those interested in becoming a member. We're having our annual meeting Sunday, April 2nd after service, where we will discuss all pertinent aspects of managing the center with the Board of Trustees. Also at this meeting, we will be voting on 3 possible new board members. So if you remember, you are able to vote on those decisions. Also on April 2nd, we will be welcoming 5 new members to CSL TV. And that is a very special ceremony that will happen as part of our Sunday service. Rising Strong is being offered. It's a spiritual practice based on the work of Brene Brown and offered by Reverend Dr. Sherry Sorbo. It's a 6-week online workshop beginning April 5th. This is a deep study, talk about curiosity, deep study releasing old beliefs which no longer serve us, allowing us to step more fully into worthiness and resilience. What would it be like to have more? We examine thought, emotions, and behaviors which might be holding us back to move us toward wholesome and authentic lives. Please see the interest list out and the flyer out at the announcements table if that's something that piques your curiosity. Speaking of curiosity, are you interested perhaps in becoming a practitioner or want to just expand yourself through consciousness studies? You want to know, these are great questions. Want to know about possible hidden beliefs and how your life got to be the way it is? Reverend Charlene and I are ready, Sister Beth, are ready to support an advanced consciousness studies course starting in September. We are holding this vision. Come and see us, have a chat about what classes you've taken, what classes are needed, and what you might need to get ready to start in the fall with Practitioner 1, or what's now referred to as Advanced Consciousness Studies. And then the tagline, let's be explorers together. I mean, does that just pique your curiosity? All right, moving on to spiritual practices. Bunko is back. Practitioner Ann Woodward and Bonnie Mraz are hosting Bunko, which will start on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th at 7 p.m. at Ann Woodward's house. See the announcement table in the breezeway for more information and the sign-up sheet for that. The book study has finished their reading of Rising Strong. They will be taking a 2-week break and will begin with a new book, which will be announced soon. So stand by on that one. The Gifts of the Spirit group is meeting tomorrow, Monday, March 13th at 6:30. Oh, this isn't just such a memory lane. They're going to watch the movie What the Bleep. Do you remember the movie? And then we'll have a group discussion of the concepts in the film afterwards. See the website for more information on that. And as Reverend Charlene mentioned, they have now introduced Venmo as a Venmo charitable giving account. So if you have a Venmo app, find at CSL TV for a new and easy way to donate to the center. So we're up and running in the 21st century. So thank you.
Sister Beth. Sister Beth, I just want to say that, now I've experienced this, I don't know if anybody else has, but with Venmo, if you put the @ sign in front of CSL TV, it may not come up. Just try CSL TV.
Just see so.
Yeah, or do it both ways if it doesn't come up the first
And
way.
it has to be in the charity, not people.
Well, it's already working because I get to call you out. I've already gotten 3 donations on my So thank you, Michael. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you. I get to, embarrass you as you donate. I get on my watch. So thank you. Yeah, super easy, right? Very easy. Wonderful. All right. So we are in the 21st century. All right. So I'm going to ask Reverend Dr. Pat Campbell to come back up here. She's going to center us in prayer, and then we will do our closing. Joe has a special song for us, so we can just boogie our way out of here into the social hall. We've got a huge buffet of yummies, and we're going to get and have a nosh with Reverend Pat.
Okay, so let's just go within. What a day. Just feel the energy. Feel the energy of love. Feel the energy of connection and community. Knowing that there is only the one power, the one presence. That life force energy that knows itself and lives itself through everything. And it is absolutely in the house today. And so as we go out this week, as we greet people, as we go to family functions, as we go to the grocery store, whatever we do today, I know that we are grounded in this truth of connection and of love. We take that wherever we go. And I just give thanks for this truth, because this is the truth that transforms the world. Love is the answer.
Yes.
And let it be so. And join with me in saying, and so it is.
Yes.
Just take it easy, Pat. Come on.
blessed day.